Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. NextGen Wealth Tips here. Today, we're going to be talking about the stock market, my outlooks on the stock market, some price predictions, and some news that is going on. First off, Apple is down. Nvidia is down 1%. I think 2% now. Tesla is down 2%, but we got some good news with Tesla. We're going to be talking about a little bit later. And then we got some other stocks like Walmart is down. I think this is my first time seeing Walmart down in a little bit. Amazon's down. Visa's up. MasterCard's up a little bit. We're not really looking too positive, but a lot of people are waiting on the CPI data and stuff like that. So keep that on your mind. So let's get started with some news, and then we'll pull up the charts and explain a little bit more. But a little bit news: Sped ran. We got quantum computing stocks rebounding after a massive sell-off. So basically, they kind of said that like Nvidia and some other big stocks were kind of pushing them down, but they basically recently got a bunch of money basically invested into them, and it basically rebounded the stocks today. We also have Lilly stock plummets, forecast missed the mark. All eyes are on the CPI report, just like I said. So wait for tomorrow for stocks at 8:30. There's a new app, I guess, Red Note, and that's where TikTok people are basically turning to. Microsoft is halting their hiring in the US because they're doing some cost cutting measurements. Capital One sued by US watchdog for $2 billion, basically. They cheated out customers $2 billion, and some other things. We got Bitcoin surging again. We're gonna be looking at Bitcoin a little bit later. Oil dips. And with that being said, let's look at some top daily gainers. We got RGTI coming up. That's a computing stock. And some other ones that I don't really look at. Some losers. We got Trump Media down now. I think last week, or I think Monday it was up I think like 20% or something. I don't remember, 20, 15 or 20%. Now it's down 10%. So keep that in your mind. This is a highly volatile stock while he's coming into office soon. But with that being said, we got a bull case of $800 for Tesla target. With that being said, we do have, it's basically with the robo taxi potential. We also have another one, Morgan Stanley, from 400 to 430 now. So it's going back up. But basically, Tesla jumped today because of basically some electric vehicle sales data came out green and came out pretty good. I think, especially in China, the EV sales went up. And this kind of just gave a lot of EV companies, including Tesla, a 5% increase Tuesday morning. With that being said, I also want to say Elon Musk, and I think Trump's kind of part of it. They kind of like all like announced it together, but basically he's trying to purchase TikTok. I don't know if it's 100% yet, but keep that on your mind because honestly, if he buys TikTok, he might either ruin the app, not saying that in a bad way, but just like crush the app, or he might make it a little bit, maybe not better, but just what the US really wants. And with TikTok being so big, it's pretty decent. But we've seen some bad news with Nvidia because Biden has basically an order. I kind of said this last video, the video I just posted in the market outlook last time, but basically Biden is kind of cutting shipments of AI chips, and that includes gaming chips and other things like that. It's mainly the China, but it's also going to cut it to like 140 other countries, and this is kind of making Nvidia look bad. So they're kind of fighting back, saying that it's going to mess up the AI progress and threatens to derail the innovation we already have and economic growth worldwide. With that being said, just keep this on your mind because if this is like 100% a thing, this might make Nvidia stock and other stocks like AMD and stuff like that keep dropping. So keep that on your mind. But if you can find a way around it, like a loophole kind of, it can kind of just make a good buying opportunity. 5 minute time frame we're going to be looking at today. Normally we look at the 4 hour just to get a little bit better. But with that being said, we have a big drop when that news came out. And then we've been kind of fluctuating. Like we came all the way down to the 130 line. We bounced off the 130. We bounced off it twice, actually, if you look at it. We went down, boom, and then boom again, and then came back. So we're kind of watching this 132 level. I recommend watching 132 back down to the 130 if we go down. So 130 and then down from the 130, 129, 128, and 126.55. I don't think we'll get down lower, but if we do, I'd look at the 120 level as a key level. We might bounce off that in the future, but that's going to take a couple days. I don't think it's going to get down to 120. I think we're going to get some good news coming out, or maybe something else that just bounces this stock up. But in reality, their sales and stuff like that is going to go down if they can't ship it. So keep that on your mind. But going back to the upside, if we can break that 132 level to that 133 level, we can probably see some bullish momentum going up 133.9 or 134, and then going back up and retesting that 136.70 to the 137 level. So keep that on your mind for NVIDIA. Honestly, I'm not really bullish or bearish yet, but for that CPI data and stuff like that coming out tomorrow, we might see some good sense or bad sense tomorrow. With that being said, Tesla, we did have some good news, but Tesla did fall a bunch before market really closed. So with that being said, we did test that 395 level once again. This is kind of where it's kind of staying around. We did break that 420, like I said, but we kind of bounced off it. I tried telling y'all, I think yesterday, that is going to bounce off that 420 level and then go to the downside, but I honestly didn't think it was going to bounce this far. With that being said, we're going to be looking at that 420 level once again tomorrow if we do get some good news, and we might even get that 430 level if we get great news for the stock market overall. With that being said, to the downside, I think we're going to be looking at that 390 level and then breaking down to that 380 level, bouncing off. Maybe we might bounce off that 380 level, go back up, but it just depends on how everything really looks with the CPI data. It's pretty hard to estimate, but I'm trying to tell y'all levels in both directions. That being said, we got SPY looking pretty decent. We're at the 583 level. I think we can test that 584 and then test that 585 level once again. And then if we can go to the upside, might be able to see 590 by the end of the week. If not, to the downside, I think we're going to be testing that 582.50 level again and the 582 level. 582 is a key level. And then also going back down to that 578 level, or 579 to say, and see if we can break below. And if we break below, we're pretty bearish for the overall market. That being said, we got Apple. Apple kind of, fluctuating. We got a fluctuating market. People are kind of just waiting on the data. So tomorrow we can really see where the market is going 100%. But with that being said, I think we're going to look at it to the upside. The 294 and then 290, or sorry, 234 and then 235, and then retesting that 236 level. And then to the downside, we'll be testing that 232.50 and then going down to 232, and then 230 is a key level going down. We do got bad news with Apple, but at the same time, I think we're just fluctuating right now. I think the lows that we might get is 230 with this bad news. With that being said, let's look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is bouncing a decent amount and it's kind of just fluctuating. So we did just have a big sell off. I think we hit the low 90s, but with that being said, we are back up at that 97 level. And like I said a couple days ago, or I think yesterday, we might see the 100K level once again. But with that being said, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we're not really too decent on it yet, because it might not make a lower high to say, but right now we're making decent lower highs. But if we can bounce past that lower high, we might even get that 100K, and then might be able to bounce past, bypassing the 102. So we might get 104, and then we might hit the highs once again. But that's very rare. I'm not really too good at crypto, but I like to look at MSTR, and MSTR moves basically the same. With that being said, I recommend looking at it. So I think MSTR, it's pretty high right now to buy calls. But with that being said, we can probably see Bitcoin hit past that 100K level once again and maybe get 360 to 380 with that going up, and then buy some puts and play it on the downside, because it fluctuates all the time. As you can see, we go up, go down, go up, go down. But keep that on your mind. I'd play puts, and then if you see it down at like the 300 level again, you could play some calls. Just like before, I tried telling y'all to get in at like 300 level, and then y'all could have sold at the 350 level, and then that's literally a day. That's the next day right there. You could have made a bunch of money. But with that being said, we got some other chip stocks. We got AMD. I don't really have any decent levels for this one, but I'd recommend looking at the 116 and going up past the 119 to see if it's bullish. But with the chip stocks being regulated and stuff like that, I look at the downside. See how it tests the 114 once again, and then test the 113 with that basically. But with that being said, big stocks I'm looking at tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at Tesla, how Tesla moves. We might look at Nvidia, but it's kind of cautious stock right now, because you really don't know what Wall Street wants with this stock. And another big stock that I'm looking at is MSTR, just because how it moves with Bitcoin. Hopefully it breaks that 100K, and then we might see a little bounce again, and then I can buy a little put, get in, get out, maybe a day trade or maybe a swing trade with that one. And I think that's about it, what I'm really looking at tomorrow. So keep that on your mind. Thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. Join our Discord while it's still free. Comment down below some other stocks you want me to look at, or some stocks that you're currently looking at. Let me know how much money y'all made. And hopefully you guys are green for the week and going to remain green for the rest of the week. Have a great day trading, guys. And thanks for watching. Love you guys. Peace out.